just so you know, we actually opened, we had non-public, so we opened when it did non-public, pledge of allegiance, we did all of that. So we're going to go right into our agenda review, which we've added to the agenda. The chief is here to talk about the town beach and that sort of stuff. So if you want to jump into that, and then you can.
All right. So,
You can sit with Ethel.
now the rumors will start.
That's right.
So, it's been brought to our attention, as it usually does around this time of year, every year. We get some vandalism up at the town beach. We've taken the reports on it, and the officers have been instructed to conduct direct patrols up there at different times of the day, and they're supposed to walk it. So they've been doing that, and we're going to continue to do that. So I would ask the public that if they see anything up there that's out of the ordinary, see something, say something. So let us know. Please report it. Even if you see damage and you're not sure if it's been reported, give us a call. Let us know. We'll go up, take a report, and you see suspicious and people they don't look like they belong up there or something suspicious going on, certainly give us a call. And we'll go right on it. So, yeah.
And.
No.
It's not public input.
No, I wouldn't report anything to 911 unless it's an emergency. They can certainly call our dispatch, and our dispatch will send an officer up there.
Thank you. Do you have the raffle permit? Do you need that? I think we're all signed. That was yours.
Oh, yeah, I already saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
You good?
also we
Thank you. Do you have anything else for us?
Well, the only other thing I have is I want to do this before is I got some donations for the ice cream truck.
Okay.
A total of about $240. The $140 was given to us by one gentleman gave us 100, two other people each gave us 20 while we brought costume with the ice cream truck.
Yep.
It's coming up to us. We have extra cash. I'm just going to ask the board accept it for the ice cream fund.
Okay.
I make a motion to accept the funds for the ice cream, $240.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm assuming our directed patrols are at random times. We don't have a set schedule that we'll unless you want to publish the set schedule, so the times will be there.
You can publish a pay schedule.
No set schedule, many times. It just seems like every year around this time, we start really busy up there with vandalism.
Yeah. I'm assuming because we don't have cellular service and Wi-Fi up there that putting static trail cameras might not be the.
Yeah, that's probably not going to work out there.
We'll lose the trail cameras.
We could,
Yeah.
but no more to talk about it. What are we doing now?
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate that.
Yeah. We'll use certain tactics to try to get somebody up there.
Nice.
For that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rusty, actually, did you have a question for the chief before?
Exactly what you just followed.
Okay. I knew what was coming from you, see? Beat you to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Because it's because you don't want to telepath your plans.
Exactly. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, so we'll go back into our regular programming. So action items, we have payroll and manifest. Everybody got an opportunity?
Yep.
Minutes from July 8th. I know we had a correction to it, which has been made. Motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept with the correction.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Appointment form for CIP. The MRI agreement, which is pending. The two board members are going to talk to the gentleman on that one. So
That's currently scheduled for tomorrow.
For tomorrow?
Thursday.
I make a motion for the chair to sign the MRI agreement, the bus lease with First Student, and the bus lease with Butler's Bus.
Anybody want a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And just
Aye.
the signing of the MRI agreement is subject to Andy Sylvester and Rick Tarian meeting with the person. So if they don't like it, they can tear it up. We did our appointment. New business.
You talking down on the price?
What's that? I don't think you're talking to the right guy. Yeah, that. New business Narrows Road RFP. I think we were just looking at whether everybody have an opportunity to review that.
Yep.
Okay. Any discussion on that? Are we ready to
I think so, yeah.
send that out?
You think so, Gary?
Yeah. Do we need
Yeah.
a motion to
We-
send it
we
out?
need a
I'll make
motion.
a motion to send out the Narrows Road RFP, please.
For clarification, are we sending it out, or is the engineer, Arendaro, Red Angle Engineering, going to send it out, put it on a bid form, like she did with Cole's Ledge?
Yeah, we'll do it the same way as Cole's Ledge, and then it'll go on our website as well.
Just for clarification.
She's gonna send it out?
Yeah.
Is that gonna cost us any money?
No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. It goes on bid summaries.
All right, so did we get Rick? Did you second it?
I did.
You second it. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
We had the lawn care services update for the library. To add that in, Karen, is that $225 a month? $255.
I just wrote the total down.
And
So
then the total of all volunteer is still less expensive than it was last year, it's $225.
$225.
Heard they did a wonderful job,
I
Gary.
told the board and I'll tell the public that he did a fabulous job down in the parks area. Yeah.
You all right? That hurt?
Credit when credit's due.
There you go. Do we need a motion to accept that and add it on? I think we do.
Yes. I make a motion to accept the lawn care services bill for doing the library for the year.
do we want to
Second.
add the
Yeah.
full total?
Yeah, add the total to it.
The
What's the
3,000?
total? 3,000.
$325 for the library. And
Yeah, but what is the total?
That's per month, but you want
Per
the
month.
whole
Yeah.
total.
Yes.
And it's still cheaper than what we were paying, so.
So the yearly cost $3,888.
Okay.
Not to exceed that.
All right, I make a motion to accept the yearly cost of $3,880, which includes the library for lawn care.
Second.
$88.
So
Agreed.
you got to get this right. All in favor? Warrant article request for the warrant articles money. Yes.
Yes. Request, I did not actually submit one, I want to go through, and see which ones we really need to request.
Okay, so we'll.
Watch monies. Typically, it's toward the end of the year
Yeah.
that the trust fund get all monies. We just want to watch the payments.
Can you meet with the trustee of the trust funds and have that conversation?
Yes, so we do know the library is waiting for one purchase.
Okay.
So, we see that.
Okay. Fire calls. In my conversations with the chief, he's been sending us the weekly things. I asked him to send us how they had a busy Saturday right after the 5th of July. And I just asked him to kind of put together how the day went so that we could see it. They had 8 ambulance calls in less than I think a 24-hour period. They went to. We had, so he's put this together. You guys all have it. We had mutual aid from multiple towns, but mainly Pittsfield on there. And the 8 calls they went on were actually all Barnstead
You're gonna keep
calls.
going?
They're all same carrier. There's only one page for it.
How about another one? There we go. We can follow.
So I just thought it was interesting how they handled it. The fact that they ended up bringing in, I think, 3 additional firefighters to assist on calls as they were handling 3 simultaneously. One of the things that the chief said he's going to work on is some of the tone outs might have been a little more excitable than the actual call was. So they got the water rescue was somebody on a paddleboard in 2 feet of water. So once they found that out, they canceled some of the mutual aid, but they still needed to have Pittsfield bring their ambulance. And then it was the water rescue, which would have been Sunday morning. And it was a vehicle off 28 into a drainage ditch. So it wasn't exactly a water rescue, but again, we got a lot of excited fire departments rolling for that already. So
It was funny, I went by that and didn't even see the car.
did you stop to help?
I didn't see the car.
Throw a buoy? Anything?
I didn't see anything.
So I just thought it was interesting when we talked to it. They had a busy day as to how they handled it. So I thought it was a nice exercise for them to do. On there, you'll see that there was a apparatus photography session. So Rosenbauer sent a photographer up here to take pictures of. You think they would take pictures of the fire truck while they had it, but apparently they wanted to wait until we put the letters on it. And then Kyle told me that the guy was really into fire trucks, so ended up taking pictures of all of our trucks, and then was really into the old tower. So, Rusty, maybe you got a buyer. So, all right. We're still.
Go ahead.
What do you got? Go ahead.
The wise guy, go ahead.
That's it. All right. Flood insurance map. We still waiting on the map from FEMA.
Still waiting on that, but I did speak with the state and she relayed that, you know, every business, they were down on staffing, so we, just didn't get some of the materials out. However, she is sending it to me, and she did say that there really isn't any changes to our flood map.
Okay. So the email, the certified letter, all that, carts before the horse. Perfect. All right. The library MOU. Everybody, the board signed it. So now we'll go to the library for their review on that. Anybody have any miscellaneous?
I was wondering, in our bills under the highway department, we had a bill for $1,966.77, but it didn't say what piece of equipment. I was wondering if anybody knew.
Was it down at Jordan's?
I think it said a pipe, didn't it?
Yeah,
I was thinking it was exhaust or something.
yeah, it was something to do with the exhaust. I didn't know if it was one of the trucks or.
No,
it
that
really
was-
seemed like a bad price. Is what I'm saying.
That's for the roadside mower.
Is it the mower?
Yeah, that was the exhaust pipe. for the
Okay.
roadside mower.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was thinking the exhaust pipe for our trucks is not that cheap.
Right. Yeah.
That's a DMD report that truck 29, I believe, is some reviews. He's waiting for a report from Jordan.
Okay.
So, that cost is going to be
I'm assuming there's no update on the new truck yet.
Called them yesterday. It's going through their final checks right now.
Okay.
So probably
Week or two.
so.
Do we have lettering already ordered for that, or?
No, but usually it's always been somebody local.
Okay.
Use. So
And there's nothing going out of service with that one because we've already done that. The truck that it's replacing has already been taken out of service and scrapped.
DEF would come and they will have to watch highway
commission.
Does that take pictures?
Anybody have anything miscellaneous?
Yeah, I got a couple of things.
Okay.
I do have some information that I collected on the permit fees. We don't have to go through this in its entirety, but I got like 6 towns in there.
Okay.
They're all pretty similar for the most part.
Okay.
Electrical, plumbing, mechanical, all those are pretty basic. They're all pretty much the same. There's a few odd items that Barnstead has on theirs that a lot of other people don't, or included in something else. So what I did was I highlighted the items on the Barnstead fee schedule on the fee sheet for, I think that we should probably talk about. The
Okay.
other ones are probably pretty standard.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys want to review this first and
Yeah, maybe
put
take
it
some
on
time
here.
to-
If you want to talk about it now, or what would you like to do?
So most places do it by the foot.
By the square footage, because it's usually it turns out better.
Okay.
You know, the people that are building the bigger places are paying a little bit more for their permits. But that's mostly for new homes, remodeling or additions. You know, if you're going to add an addition, you're adding more living space to your home, so that'd be square footage. And then you got non-living areas such as garages, sheds, stuff like that. And do we have a solar panel or a solar reimbursement
No reimbursement, we don't have.
through assessing? Does assessing give them any kind of break or discount on solar?
No, it would have to be,
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious about that.
How much, like if you did it square foot? Quite a bit of difference, huh?
It's a huge difference.
Wow.
It's a huge difference, and you know, you take your average home, which is roughly 1,500 square feet. I'd say is for your average 1,500 square feet of living space. And if you look at like this one, for instance, they're at $70.
Yeah, that would be $1,050.
Right.
That would be higher.
Yep, so that'd be $1,050. So, you know, there's just some
Yep.
things that I think that we could adjust to generate a little bit of revenue without putting it to
Yeah.
anybody.
If we change permit fees, does that have to go through, planning?
No.
No? Okay.
It's the selectmen's authority to do so, you just, we have to set on public hearing.
There really isn't too many.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we have to go crazy on it.
Sounds like if we leave somebody's putting a deck or a porch or a shed, leave those alone, but a new house.
Well, even Barnstead now, I mean, you know, if you're doing a shed
Yep.
that's larger than 200 square feet, you're paying $100. If it's smaller than 200 square feet, you're not paying anything.
There's nothing.
So that's a 10 by 20 shed, which is pretty good size, but it's not a garage. You know. Porches are done by square footage. Porches and decks. I mean, you see some of these decks wrap around the house, full size, 1,500 square feet, all just in deck.
Mm-hmm.
And they're paying the same price, $50, as anybody else on their little porch entry deck. So, I mean, I think we ought to even it up a little bit.
That does make sense.
I mean, and like I said, there's just a few of them. We don't want to get too crazy. Some towns are pretty bad. You can't even go to the bathroom without getting a permit.
Was there anything in the legislature this year about permit fees at all?
No.
Or permits?
No. No, not that I know of.
I mean, I know they were changing a bunch of. I think we're waiting until August is when.
And I know there is some stuff about in legislation about ADUs and adding more ADUs.
Everybody gets an ADU. You get an ADU. You get an ADU.
Well, and they're talking multiple ADUs.
Yeah.
That could be huge.
So it might be worth waiting for NEMA to come out in August with what the updates are, and then update our permit fees accordingly.
Yeah.
Thank you. To me, this is very shocking. I didn't know it was so low.
And I was looking when I came in to get my deck permit. I was like, all right, something ain't right here. So, anyways,
That's helpful.
we'll take a look at that. Maybe maybe mark it up or talk about it or whatever. We'll get it.
Did you talk to Fab? Get his take on these yet?
Why? He's not a selectman.
All right.
Fab's very familiar with those.
Because he's doing.
And as a matter of fact, 90% of the stuff that that he works on is square footage. And the impact fee is obviously another subject that we need to work on and get somebody in here to reevaluate that, come up with a number for that. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good lead-in. And the attorney would like to meet with the board next week at 6:30. There's nothing else scheduled yet. And that would be to accomplish a discussion on the impact fees, also about selling property.
Okay.
So that would take place in an ongoing session. But if that's okay, I can reach back up until 6:30. Okay.
6:30 next
It's going to be a non-public.
It's actually it would be a non-meeting, right?
Non-meeting.
Meeting is a non-meeting.
Okay. All right.
But it'll give you time to get through the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So Rusty, questions and public input next week. Brief. Get it all out this time.
Ready.
You ready?
and I also had an opportunity to sit down with Fab for a couple hours the other night. We dissected the plans. Everybody here knows we're a little short on cash. Realistically, we can do it. Was our theory behind it, and based upon the calculations, costs, and stuff. However, in order to do it, there's some sacrifices that'll have to be made, and I don't know if they're worth doing or not. They're definitely worth talking about. Some of the sacrifices would consist of the new septic system. We're only adding 2 small bathrooms. We're already on a septic system. We have it's not over capacity if we was to leak.
And you're not adding any more people to that septic system.
Exactly. But when you talk about something like that, you have to take into consideration that we are looking for growth. We're trying to build for growth. The septic system currently that's designed is intended to go right out here in this back corner. Now, if we don't put it in now, we got to dig up our parking area at a later date. So that's really the con there. Yeah, we can save $45,000, maybe a little bit more, but it's going to cost us a little extra money on the back end. So, you really got to weigh it out. One of the other major items that we talked about that we could get away without is the HVAC system. We're really only adding another 30 feet by 60. The boiler can handle that baseboard heat, so, we could do that. However, I don't think the HVAC system in here is very good anyways.
Is there an HVAC system in here? It's the fans and stuff.
So you gotta weigh your sacrifice, and is it worth it or not? Now, putting it in later is not a big deal like the septic system is, because the plan's going to include in the truss work for the second floor in this room, plenty of room up there to put whatever we want. Yeah. We could put a full-blown HVAC system up there, no problem. And the piping and everything else would be not a big deal. So stuff like that can save us some significant amount of money, which would allow us to continue. So we're also having a problem with some of our local contractors. Put this. Some of the local contractors feel that they were not treated properly in other areas, and are a little resilient about doing some work for us. And that's a big problem. And the big problem is that these people will charge us the bare minimum needed to do what we need them to do. And we don't know if we can get it. So financially, if we don't have any kind of fluff in the pricing, we're gonna have trouble. So I think one of the things the board has to decide is, are these sacrifices worth doing now and starting it? Is it worth putting off till later? Is it worth trying us to come up with some more funding, such as, property sales, maybe an excess in January if there is one, okay, that we could add to that, which might give us a little padding if we run it. So right now we're so tight on this that if something happens or we run into something that's unanticipated, we could potentially have a serious problem. And that's not a good way to start a project. So that's kind of what's going on.
It sounds like we got some things to think about.
So my thought was, and this is just me, my thought was we push the break off from the groundbreaking from October, I think is what we're talking about, right?
Yep.
September, October time frame, to spring, which would be March, April, which may allow us to put together a few more dollars from, either land sales or excess budget or whatever. and try to come up with a little extra money to play with, so that we have some backup before we start.
It would also give you one more warrant article, as we've typically been doing,
Right.
to fund that
Yeah.
fund.
I mean, now
We did another warrant article.
that one probably won't pass, so we probably shouldn't count too much on that one.
But it's, it's the town's decision to make, right? It's,
It's just adding money to an existing capital reserve.
right.
Right, but yeah.
That's already existing, it's already in the tax rate,
Right, so that's not it's not
not in that.
technically an impact. tax.
Now, when we do start the project, the police department, I don't remember, but do we send like our FPs out for like the septic and things like that?
Do
Do we send out,
for bid?
yeah, for bids?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
definitely. Yeah. Like but they're usually locals that we send them out.
right, that's
you
what
know?
I'm thinking, we've got more locals now than we used to. too.
Right.
That might, some young ones might.
But you have to remember that a lot of these locals work together with the builders.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
if you get one builder that is upset,
right,
he takes 5 of those subcontractors with him.
yeah.
Easy. Sometimes more than that. So yeah. I mean, we did very well on the police station
Yeah.
with our local
We
guys.
did.
We built that
I mean,
very well and cheap.
Bobby had that framed in 2 days.
Exactly. So
So it sounds like we don't need to make a decision tonight.
we don't have to. I just wanted to fill everybody in on what the discussion was and what we're looking at. And I really don't want to go into a project this tight on money.
Okay.
I gotta have a little bit of play.
Roughly, how much do you think we need
200,000,
in addition?
and that's
200,000.
that'll give us some playroom.
A couple of yard sales.
Huh?
A couple of yard sales.
Well, legitimately sell some yards.
No, if he really wants the money, he'll go in the dunk tank at Old Home Days.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
If I can do 200,000, I'll stay in there all day. I'll even wear whatever you want me to wear. A little too much information.
Anything else?
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of stuff today.
I heard part of it, but when did we say we were getting the highway truck? Or did we say
Week or two? Sounds
Yeah,
like.
they're going through final checks right now.
they're going through final checks right now? And so that we could just pick it up and
Once we pay for it, so
pay for it.
pay for it, register it, insure it, and then hopefully when we pick it up, the 1 ton will be dropped off to get the flatbed put on that.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Sure.
Just that the administrative subcommittee starts meeting tomorrow night. So far, we're looking at every other Wednesday. We will be meeting at the Grand Fire Station. All the members have been notified. Tomorrow night, and if things change with everybody, we'll change things. It's just what everybody agreed to get started. And tomorrow night, I think we've got to select a chair. We've got to figure out who's going to take minutes. We'll do some introductions and probably some guidelines, that type of thing for the first week. Because I know a couple of people can't be there, so we'll go from there.
You always have a handful of things, Andy.
Huh?
You always have all kinds of stuff.
No, not this time though. But I was happy to see though the state's going to take care of the sinkhole around White Oak Road there. So I was a little skeptical of that, but Happy they're doing that. And then just the noise complaint from Maple Street for us to talk about. I guess.
So I actually stopped by and I saw Brett from Milestone. So he's the superintendent. He is going to. He agrees. 5:30 in the morning was too early.
Yep.
For that, he said he got there at 6 and they were greasing and idling. He's going to talk with the homeowners and work something out. But he does agree that was too early. And then I followed up with Howie Drolet and Tim Broderick. They both agreed that it was too early. So they're gonna address it.
Yep.
And he is so Brett is more than happy to have anybody call him, stop in, whatever if they've got issues. Yeah, more than it was very first time I met him. He seemed willing to get it figured out. And he didn't pull the we got to get this all done by September card, which is what I was anticipating. That they had a short time frame, but one of the things we did talk about is potentially putting the equipment at night on the back side of the school. So it's the school into the woods. So when they idle them, they're not disturbing the people that are literally
Yeah, that would probably help a lot.
because they sit right in the parking lot or lack of parking lot. It's no longer there.
Not like the good old days when I used to go to the parade at 3 o'clock in the morning and wake everybody up.
I'm sure they're not working at 5:30 in the morning.
No, they're
No,
idling
it's
and greasing.
You're doing truck
Truck
pre-checks
maintenance.
and warming them up. And
It's the
doing
same
all
thing
that
we
stuff.
went through when they were logging last year.
Yeah.
At 5:30 in the morning, they turned them on and greased them. It was up on Beaver Ridge, I think. Was that complete?
Yeah.
So
I have nothing. I looked. I didn't have anything. Oh, Tom J. I'm working at that.
So Dan from Highway, brought in a request. Two or more people went to the first, training for the grader class. The second portion of that is at, actually, getting the grader and do some exercises. Both, two people from Highway both thought September 11 would work for them, and so Dan is just asking for the board's approval to go ahead and schedule this.
Mhm.
For that.
That's done right at the highway department, right?
Yeah.
don't they go out on a road and grade a road?
Wherever they want.
Yeah.
Dirt road, a gravel bed,
But here,
somewhere
Yeah.
here.
They have a certain
The distance. Right. Yeah.
So I think New Road be a good spot for them to go practice grading.
I don't know. I got quite a bit of dust.
You want Westlaw? They cannot come up on Province Road. We got probably an inch of ledge sticking out of the road now, so there's no grading Province Road right now. All right, so everybody good with September 11th?
that's fine. I'll make them. I don't think we need a motion. Do we?
Oh. Just go. So do you want to? And then Karen, I actually did get Bill Creedy was wondering if Fran had reached out to Eversource and got any sort of.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay, I'm sure she got the usual. Yeah, we'll get to it. But he was just asking if there was an update on that. All right, nothing else in miscellaneous. In that case,
What's going on with Eversource? Why doesn't we need them?
Bill Creedy was in, and the dead trees on Sam Clark Road, and they're in the cut line, so they're really Eversource to take them down. They're not us to take down their trees.
Trying to be proactive.
So I was just going to call them, let them know, because I don't think we want to pay for it, taking down trees. Nor do we want to take down trees in the trim lines. Right. So at 6:58, open it up for public input.
These.
I'm still learning, obviously, all these things go. I have a question for the chief. I can call dispatch after 3 p.m. I think the lady goes home at around 3, and then I believe the calls get routed to state police.
Belknap County.
Belknap.
Yep.
So, is that still, would that still be appropriate? Because like, we don't go to the beach till later. You know what I mean? Would that still be appropriate?
I mean, those,
So if you go down to the beach and there's a guy standing there with a bomb, call 911. If you drive by if you go to the beach and there's junk and graffiti, you can call them in the morning. So, but either way, if you call 911 or you call the regular line, you're going to Belknap County in the afternoon. During the day, if you call 911, you go to Belknap County or the state police, wherever they're answering it. And if you call the regular number, you go right to here. Non-emergency, call the regular number. Emergency, dial 911.
Am I allowed to address the library only as a member of the public, or do I need to be on the agenda?
See why you can't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Public.
As we were going through the lawyer's changes, I noticed an omission. So when it comes back to you guys, it's got one additional thing under town general government buildings responsibilities. In the section of replacements, I noticed that it didn't contain replacement of flooring or carpet. So I requested that be added in. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to get to you guys sooner than more than an issue. So that is the one change we're coming back with, to be all in back and forth.
I would caution you on asking the board for the town for carpeting right now. We have so many
I'm not
buildings.
saying that at all.
Okay. Because right now,
I'm not saying that at all.
it's so far down the
Oh,
list.
no, I'm not saying that at all.
And I know cleaning of carpet is in there already.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that at all.
So we just want it in there for the
Yeah.
future.
under
Yeah.
replacements.
Carpet floor thing.
Yeah, that's it.
It would be a bad time to ask get carpeting. We need carpeting at the parade fire station. We need flooring in here. We need a boiler over there. We need a generator over there. We need air conditioning in here.
We're a mess.
Yeah,
Right.
and I would think that possibly that would have to be like a capital something.
Fund in the capital there. So I think I'd rather handle that if you guys want to, when we get into budgeting time, if we feel that there's a need coming for that, let the board know, and that can be added into the line item for, building maintenance. Could be with that. It's not even the maintenance.
I mean, you could either plan for it in the operating budget, or you can plan for it in the expendable trust.
We'll have to plan for it in the budget, so it should be brought up. Then if we think we're going cleaning is on them in there. So if there's a timeline, if you guys think, 5 years from now we're going to need carpet, or is it?
I know that
To you.
Danielle, the last person who surveyed her, I think it was Tilly. It was on Capital.
Capital,
I can't remember that.
Capital,
CIP.
CIP.
She had told him that in the future, there was nothing immediate or anything like that. Just in the future, it's something to look at.
Yeah, talk to the new person who's doing CIP.
I'm sorry.
New person who's doing CIPs right there.
I saw you tell me years ago. Oh, I didn't realize that it was.
Guess we know who to send the bill to.
And then I have a request. Barry, you're absolutely right. They did a great job mowing down the swings. But I noticed that swing has been broken and kind of dangling there. And I was wondering if there's anyone from the town.
Yeah, we're looking into that. I believe Gail has ordered it,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
and I believe,
I think she did.
Highway might see if they can fix it for her.
Yeah, thank you. That was it for me. Thank you.
Bessie?
George Strauss, 455 New Road.
Look at, see, that's how it's done.
I'm still learning.
Learn from the master.
Grace.
I have a few items.
Really?
First, I will ask for explanation of what the dust control program for the town is this year. And I appreciate the direct And I'll give you the reason for this question, but driving to county tonight, they have done about a mile and a half of new road, and another road, and it's very dusty. The road has been over it, so I assume that it's probably should have had something on it before that, but maybe not. But if we're not going to do any sort of dust control at all, or we're going to do a designated area like some years it's only been in front of the houses or whatever, I think we're making a drastic mistake. I realize budgets are tight, but that here we are, not even 4 hours after they've already graded, the dust was pretty severe. And those fines are just one out. So is there a plan? Are we on hold? Are we doing dust control with some plan of action? I appreciate the answer to that.
Do we have?
What are they doing?
Or is it? So I know that, I guess we talked about the contract. So we actually have a meeting with someone tomorrow to be a Thursday, sorry, an interim contracted road agent to get some of this stuff back. We are addressing on the highway department to some extent.
There's also a lot going on, Rusty. You know, we have to prepare for the paving that's going on. We got 65 miles of dirt. You know, we got culverts that are being replaced. We have trees in the way. We have ditches that need to be done. We got mowing going on. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not like we can just stop everything and go wet over the roads down.
But I also, as a taxpayer, realize the cost that incurring by not doing it. And it's, you know, not only is it a nuisance for anybody or everybody, I mean, I can't open my window in my house. That's the answer to that. Can't open it. Even if the wind blows, unless it's going the right direction. Like, if you look at the back of the rear vehicle going down the road, and when you go by somebody that's coming the other way, you almost can't see it.
Yeah.
Blanket. So it's a concern. We've addressed it in the past. You know, it's one of those things that, from my to be automatic. We just done. We do this, we do this, we do this, we're done. And it protects the road for travel, because it's smoother. So
No, I understand the purpose, and I understand that it's very important to do that.
and I'm just going to follow spin.
But, you know, there's only so many hours in a day. There's only 4 guys. You know, there's other projects that we're preparing for. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
And I just want to bring it up. Next one. You may know this, but if you don't, I'm going to inform you that the towns of Barrington, Madbury, and Lee, fire departments and board of selectmen have established a committee to review regionalization due to the fact that they have all 3 of the 3 chiefs in those towns are retiring, either have retired or are retiring in the very near future, and they're looking for an alternative. I would highly suggest Mindset Board of Selectmen begin to discuss or at least have some sort of conversation with the towns surrounding them, because something needs to start and it doesn't happen fast. Because on my past experience working with that group that I just described, towns that above us, and we actually went out 2 towns beyond. So we were 1 town and then go to a 2nd town beyond. Brought the board of selectmen together back in 1997. And fire departments were ready to go. Board of selectmen were, no, we don't want to mess up our little town. We're where we are. Okay, well, why are we going to take care of you almost on a daily basis? I'm mutual aid, I get the responsibility, but I just think we need to, and in our committee, I will be bringing the same subject up, because it's part of that committee's responsibility. But the communication right now can start with what is what. Talking about better ways to do stuff. Whatever that is, I'm not defining it. Okay?
What would you thought be? Stratford, Alton, Pittsfield, Barnstead?
I would say that absolutely. I mean, you might want to go a little further just because, but then again, it may make it awkward if you start trying to do more than, go out.
Right.
But it may be the right answer.
Is Barrington a full-time fire department?
Barrington I believe they have part-time pretty, yes. Yeah, full-time.
Part-time, so they're not full-time.
They're not full-time.
Is Lee full-time?
Matter?
Lee or Lee?
Lee is full-time. They're a combination.
That's
And
an
is Matt
interesting
Berry?
stretch. It's not a round. It's more of a line. But Barrington, Stratford, Barnstead now becomes
Well,
connecting
there's
as well.
lots of possibilities, and we can speculate tonight. The committee will be working, I suspect, will be working on some of the things that you charged the committee with. And so I look forward to that committee deciding tomorrow night and trying to get into it because the discussion needs to begin. And, the solution will come later.
Right.
But the discussion needs to begin.
So it may behoove the board to reach out to the surrounding boards and just pose the question.
Well, there's a lot of variables that we need to consider
but
first.
just to see
Like-
if there's even interest. They may say not interested,
Which
is what the school's trying with Pittsfield right now.
And I think those are the things that, whether we like it or not, I realize probably in this room there's probably a whole bunch of people that don't like the word change. Because it is very difficult. You either do it or you don't do it. And I understand how you do not want to do it. But life is going on with or without. And we just need to stop and have conversation. That's the second.
There's more? There'll be no time for you next week to get it all.
They help. I love it.
There you go.
As I have been out now in town, I begin to see that we have a whole lot of junkyards with people's houses. We have regulations, I think, how we doing on keeping those regulations enforced. And not only is it cars and trucks and equipment, but it's also junk. And, our town, the fraction of our town is looking like we're a bunch of bums. Maybe it's worse than that, one time it's correct, or probably polite. And I just think, what are we doing? Have we thought about it? Is any action being taken? I realize you can tell me that hopefully
Well, actually, we're taking action at 2 right now. For
I think I heard that.
For trash.
Legal
Yep.
discussion. And that's great because it's disturbing, and in today's world, let's try to do something about it.
So I think he's got 2 or 3 that he's working on. 3 that we're working on right now. And the there's trash, so there's health. So we have the health, for the sanitation. The challenge always becomes that somebody's treasure, right? There's trash, and that's a non-negotiable. But if somebody's got 12 cars in there, I think our rule is no more than 2 unregistered vehicles in your yard.
Most of these issues are not police issues. They're not going to go out. They're not going to
And we
do
don't want
anything.
them out doing that.
This would be code enforcement. We have a part-time code enforcement officer that's probably doing the best he can with the complaints that are coming in as they come in. And they're coming in quick, especially in the summertime. We got more people living everywhere, basically.
Well, I appreciate that.
However, this is still, when I speak of increasing our permit fees, all right, most towns that have a full-time code enforcement health officer can afford to pay him his money and make money for the town on top of that. All right? So that's one of the reasons I was looking into this, because I mean, some people say you don't need a full-time code enforcement officer, but I can tell you damn well we do. You know, and that's health too. Septic systems, hoarders, you know, people living with no water, no septic systems, no, you know what I mean? It's a full-time job.
I totally understand, and with this time we're living through, which is, I never expected it to be like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when people try to find a way to survive, you know, you've got how many different family groups are living in a residence? You know, like plugging here and plugging there, and that little tent here or whatever, another trailer on back. You know, all those things are people are trying to accommodate. They your comment is I totally support that concept.
Yeah.
You gotta make this town be something.
It's more and more every day in every town. It's not, you know, just us or just anybody else. This is becoming more and more and more of an issue everywhere. And it's because of lack of housing, to be honest with you. Affordable housing, should I say.
As
I'm
far
gonna
as,
stop now.
You sure?
No,
You're on a roll.
It kind of belongs to you. I will, one more comment. It makes a great thing I know. As Ian mentioned, there were questions that might have been asked of the police chief. And the format doesn't really allow that.
Yep.
And I understand you're controlling the meeting. I get that. But it makes it difficult because now, without his presence,
I agree.
you know, you can't have that flow that might help.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that one 100%.
I'm just trying to do the best we can.
And it's not that he's the chief. You're talking about anybody in general.
And it is. There's a whole thing about, you know, in the way you control it, that you're not directly asking someone here. And it's and you guys are nice and polite, and the conversation be nice and polite. But the next person coming in who decides they're going to take on Ethel because she's sitting there, and we lose control of a meeting. You know, so it's not easy to do it.
Maybe it might be worth reaching out to say, let's use the police department. We could use any, and reaching out to say that maybe he ought to have an hour or two session sometime for people to come and ask their questions and inquire about things.
Do we still have the department head to come in like every other month or something?
It was quarterly, and I was meeting monthly.
Yeah.
And of course, we have no voting, and fire chief isn't available.
Right.
So it ended up, I have been able to have successful monthly meetings.
Right.
But quarterly, we should still have them.
But
all
even
current.
still, though, that's a department head update,
Right.
basically, to the board.
Yeah.
That's not going to subject them to questions from this.
as far as the junkyards, is there anywhere specific besides the typical ones we always see? I'm just making sure there's not.
There's nothing they did that I know of.
I just want to make sure.
If you're asking the question, open your ass.
No, I don't. I just look straight. I don't look down.
That has been brought up. I can't even tell you.
I have a nice view. I don't see anything down below. The calcium truck does work. They have ordered calcium previously in the past. I don't know what's left in the tanks up there though. But the main thing is that they're shorthanded, and there's so much we're trying to do right now, unfortunately. So.
Well, I don't know what options we've got. If there are any options for having non-full-time employees, people part-time employees, or somebody that has. I'm not trying to look at water down the process. Water down the any requirements, but
Yeah.
is there any way we could get?
You offer it?
I'd love to. If you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. Just ask the question. It's like a little higher. Oh, I also know, and I'm fully, well, I don't know.
That'll bring old memories back if he drives the water truck.
I know.
Yeah, I know. But, I'm, as I said in other things, I love that. But I'm not sure my health is at a point where I can do that, and I wouldn't want to end it and not be able to get going.
It might be worth just reaching out. Earth has a water truck. They have a calcium truck, and essentially, what's the cost to sub it out and get it done? I mean, yes, it will cost us to do that, but if at this point in time we're protecting the roads, it
Yeah,
may be worth.
I really think, I mean, this is just my personal opinion, but I really think it's a scheduling work
It could
type,
be, which
problem,
hopefully resolves
you
itself in the next
Um,
week.
you know, if you schedule your time, if you're short on time and you schedule your time properly, then you should be able to get to, you know, you might not be able to do everything you want, but I think scheduling is a big part.
We've put a lot of money into that truck too, and it's been really valuable. I think if they in a couple of hours in the afternoon, like you said, the scheduling,
Is that
somebody
a,
should
is that
take
a
that
class B?
truck and hit the right
Is
roads.
that a class B
Well, I'm
CDL
not
truck?
sure, but I almost think that whoever goes grader may have dumped off the grader, and I don't know what the water makers ever used all that. I wasn't around all day long, and the other one I was like, do one. But it looks like that might have been the case. You go integrate up, integrate with it, the mileage they got, I don't know who the grader operator is, but you know, it's a little bit light for a day, a full day, in my opinion. But the roller had done the whole stretch of the day great. So it could have been the same person.
Yeah, I don't know how they have it scheduled up there.
I mean, a lot of it comes down to time management. Is what it really is.
Exactly.
So,
I
because
agree.
usually the grader operator would get done, get in whatever truck they drove to the job site, get the water truck, and then do that afterwards while the roller is still finished up. Usually, but I don't know how they're doing it right now.
Well, this is all a period of time that we have to be creative and do everything we're trying to do and accomplish that and realize that we're, you know, what's the budget do. I mean, it's all part of it. But you can't separate one, it's all together. But I just hate to see like all the effort and blow away in the wind, you know. And then erosion of water happens, you know. I mean, we're trying to the roads are lower than the ditches, so it's very hard to get the water in the ditches when the roads are low. And more often than not, I'm afraid that, you know, there's something there where I walk, well, I didn't walk that road. So my house, between my houses, and that half mile, I watched the big rocks, sitting just at a certain level. And I'm saying, every time that moldboard goes over that it scratches and it's not going down. It's being held up. And the way it is, until we get a program really putting the gravel the way it should be, we're going to have to do what we got.
Are these grader operators, are they certified? Should they be certified?
That's actually what we were just talking about. So they bid the class, and then on September 11th, which is what the board just approved, the instructors are coming here to instruct them in our graders. The challenge with the grader, Linda, is it's more than just here's how it works and here's how the levers go. It is truly time in the seat.
Experience.
And it's just that experience. And that's sometimes the challenge.
But it's a very expensive piece of equipment. It costs a lot to repair. So we're very conservative on how we run it, who runs it, and when it's run. It should be running all the time. Okay, that's a fact, but
Relative to Rusty's point about yards that are messy and unkept, in Canada, to speak to that,
We're in New Hampshire.
yeah.
I know,
We're in New Hampshire.
Hey,
in Canada,
We're still in New Hampshire.
people can't have these like messy yards, otherwise they get fined.
So we have ordinances on it, but I will tell you that we're in New England, and then we're in New Hampshire and New England, and we're not an HOA. So there's this ability to allow the people to use their properties to some extent. There are those that abuse their properties, and that becomes the challenge. And as Rick said, there's a cost to enforcement. We literally don't have the person working the hours to do all the enforcement. I think it's like 13 hours a week.
We have
is what we have for-
$22,000 in the budget for our code enforcement officer.
So it's-
Roughly, right?
But as Rick said, if we increase our permit fees, we can increase the hours. We can do all that. And some of these yards are legacies. It's not that somebody hasn't picked up the trash, which are the ones that we're currently addressing. It's
and even with the full,
Well, that's only because the guy who took the house down.
you got to understand, even if we have a zoning ordinance too, and a full-time code enforcement officer, until it becomes a health risk, you don't have a lot of support. Yes, we can fine them. They're not going to pay it. We're going to put a lien on their property or whatever. But they're still not going to clean it up. You see what I mean? It's a difficult task to do, and it has to be done strategically. They're allowed to be that way. The zoning says you can't, and they say they can.
So we've now drafted so it goes to our attorney. The attorney drafts up the paperwork, reviews it, we pay the attorney. It's going to come back. The board's going to approve it. It's going to go to a court, judge. Then it's going to be to enforce it. And then the reality is going to be, if we want it cleaned up, chances are pretty good we're going to have to clean it up and pay for that. So, and like Rick said, we can lien the property, but are we legitimately going to go and take someone's home over trash? No, we're going to put a lien on it, and someday when they sell it, maybe the town will get its money back.
It's really a
terrible situation, right?
It really is.
Clean up their yards. When I moved into town, we took 100 yards of trash out of it, and you would think that at a scout camp it would be clean. 9 vehicles that were unregistered and 100 yards of trash, but nobody could see it. So.
On the very bottom of the agenda, there's this sentence here: non-public sessions may occur more than once at various times as necessary. Does that mean that, as you're having your conversations, maybe we can
We'll have 2 non-publics tonight.
comments?
So no, non-public means we meet without you.
Okay.
So there's reasons. It's personnel,
Okay.
it's real estate, and it's legal are your big ones. So if we were discussing, like Karen said, we're going to have a meeting with our attorney about selling real estate. So if we sat here and said we're going to sell the house next to Rusty's for $30,000, and he's sitting right here going, boy, I can get right in on that, right? So until transactions are done, it's a non-public. Rusty's like, I'm going to buy that.
Then he gets it knocked down to 25,000 because of the dust.
Because of the dust. So that's why they can happen at any time. Our goal is to, and I think we've been pretty good. We put them at the end of the meeting, and we might have multiple non-public sessions because you legitimately go into one, because each item is individual in a non-public. It's not just a.
They all file under a different RSA, which means that we have to come out of one, go right back in under a different RSA.
So that's why you would have you'd have multiple there.
So maybe Rusty will conform.
I'm not done.
Yeah, Rusty's not done.
I did not need the word.
If we look at our lake association meeting, we do water testing 3 times a year, and now we're going to be doing it 5 because of our watershed grant that we received. The phosphorus levels are they're stable right now. One of the things that's driving it is the salt on the roads. So we're really concerned about North Barnstead Road and Route 28 on the Alton side, where you could have a lot of salt into the water, and and our sodium is up. So my question is, when you snowplow, how much salt is in the mixture? I thought it used to be like 1 to 4 parts, 5 parts at one point in time with the
I can't
salt.
actually answer that how much it really is. And usually, it's by like pounds per lane mile there. And unfortunately, every truck is different in what they get settings to. And North Barnstead Road is going to be a difficult one because of the RPMs going up the hill on both sides of it. And if you try to go up there, things speed up. And then if it shifts on you, it slows down and speeds up. But honestly, the main concern there is for that hill to not be icy. So that's going to be a difficult one, honestly.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
If you don't salt it, you're screwed, and if you salt it, you're screwed too. So.
Just one name we have no control over. I know that we also talked about, and I'll have to get more information on this, is the state has a new protocol for people who do snow plowing to take and be aware of salt around lakes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
Well, a lot of the roads around the lakes are dirt, so they won't salt them anyways.
Right.
But
You see a lot of areas where it's a no salt. zone.
I don't know. I think North Barnstead Road is pretty close to. There's not much that's paved around our lakes. Most of our roads are gravel. 28. That's the state takes care of that. So it's not that we're salting up.
Barnstead's the biggest culprit.
But I'll get a little bit more information about that.
28's on the state, so
Yeah.
that's
But like I
them.
said, it's becoming a problem. So.
May I add to that? And again, this is not a complaint, maybe you can answer. My family and I are always, I guess, interested. My driveway to a garage, I'm at footage, it's maybe 30 feet. It comes within about 2 feet of that garage door, the salt, from the salt truck. Because we see these huge crystals every time on fences. We've commented on it as a family. I'm not complaining at all. But I was just wondering the dispersal.
Shouldn't be going 30 feet.
No, that shouldn't happen at all. The salt literally should just drop. Because as it drops, it spreads, and then as
28-foot spread's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
which would mean we got a 56-foot spread of our truck.
I don't know if God said something with a new road agent. Maybe
something. So to me, it sounds like
more to
he has his spinner turned on, and it shouldn't be turned on.
Yeah.
So literally, the spinner should be off. When the salt comes out, it almost forms like a cone on the spinner, so that way the salt will just drop on the road. And then what you want is the cars to drive over it, and the cars will move it around.
Yeah,
For
we're
you.
watching out the window, and it's just.
You're not supposed to have your spinner on?
No, with salt. Salt is supposed to just travel.
That's crazy.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Because we get it right by the doors when we're like,
Oh,
I
geez.
think when they were younger, that they were cool crystals.
Yep.
Hope they didn't eat them.
No. So, when you're not, sorry, can you think about it? So, I don't know if this is the issue, but, or how sensitive this is. But
Rusty, this is why we control the conversation.
Oh, okay, so you're aware.
That's why we control the conversation. Linda, Ann,
Come on back.
come on back.
Come on back
Here.
and talk to us.
Conversation's here. You guys want to have a sidebar? We have more stuff to discuss.
You piqued my interest
Oh, no.
in Rick's presentation with regards to the,
No, this is good or bad.
Here you go. Good job, Rick.
with what you're doing, has staff done a complete review of the large building fire code?
Actually, large fire building code would be the fire chief responsibility, as well as maybe a state fire marshal.
Town ordinance.
Yeah, but it's not enforced by regular code enforcement.
I think the answer to your question is no.
Right.
Yes, a direct question is bad. I think the answer is no.
I mean, you can ask for. I would.
But it'd be a him to answer.
Yeah, I would ask Fab, but I know in other towns.
Well, I can't speak to other towns, but
Yeah.
That is contrary to how we establish who is enforcing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
So we may be wrong in answering for him, and the answer should probably come from him.
well, my
Right.
only point is,
Which we can ask him and bring that back. Yeah, I'm wanting to say it on the mission.
because of the fact that tearing down, now you're talking about the impact of the total, including the part that's not part of this building, now becomes brought into the mix of square footage. All right?
No, no. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you. If I tear down a 20 by 20 and I rebuild a 20 by 20, my square footage is the same as it was. Never changes.
Okay, and again, I'm not gonna, this is not a.
And there's no impact fee on that because you already paid
I
it.
wasn't looking for that.
No.
All I'm looking for is to make sure that as a town that has adopted a liability fire code, a code for the town of Barnstable, and it's been enforced in other places within the town, that and when the fire station built the parade, we had to meet the liability fire code because it was
Large building?
a large building. And all I'm suggesting is we need just to review it. I will tell you that I'm 15 years old, having not worrying about that on a day-to-day basis. So I'm a little bit foggy on the actual verbiage and moving that's in there. But I just asked, have we had anybody review that? Because I think it's important for consistency within our own community of following what we have.
We'll get an answer.
Yeah.
Did we do that with
We only have 4 large buildings
I don't think the police qualifies.
in this town.
So
Right.
is the plan still to take it, pour a pad, build the building, and then demolish the?
I think at this point in time, the plan is to reevaluate and review.
Right, we're going to reevaluate, review, and probably push it out a few months. But no, it's to demo everything behind the stage wall.
Okay.
Demo it, rebuild it. Out.
Anybody else? Ethel? Been awful quiet tonight. In that case, close public input at 7:36. If we don't have anything else, we have a non-public. Want to?
I make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91-A, code 3:2C.
I think it's a C. There's a couple of different.
I don't know what it's about, so.
Second.
We got a.
And thank you for the IC. I'm good. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.